Remember when James Cameron nearly directed a Spider-Man movie?
What about when we almost got Batman Year One with Joaquin Phoenix?
Or David Goyer's Flash movie that would have starred Ryan Reynolds?
Well, if you want to learn about all the unmade superhero movies, then check out Superhero Stuff You Should Know.
Hosted by Ben Wan and Alex Ramsey, every month we cover nostalgic superhero movies with deep dives into unmade scripts, early drafts, deleted scenes, alternate cuts, concept art, novelizations, and tie-in novels.
We also interview the people involved in making the superhero films of our childhood, with our past guests including superhero actors, directors, screenwriters, and concept artists.
So remember, that's Superhero Stuff You Should Know, or Superhero SYSK on social media. Check us out on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
Katie, we couldn't get enough of weird VHS Christian content. Last week we talked about the donut hole from the Donut Man.
Oh, yeah, the donut hole repair shop, yeah.
Yep, and now, one of my good friends, Stephen Bay, has presented us with an episode of Bibleman. I believe from what I looked up, this is actually episode 3 of Bibleman, but this has to be the best episode of Bibleman from what I could tell. And that is the 6 lies of the Fibbler.
Wait, I thought this was the pilot episode, and I was like, why does every Bible kids show have to start with fibbing, lying, or something like that?
It's always a big one.
Yeah.
Steven, a few quick things before we even get into our quiz, because we do have to get into our quick 10 question quiz. A little quick background on Stephen Bay, everybody. When I did the Horror Movie Night podcast, I was surprised one day with an email from a person I didn't know named Stephen Bay, informing me that he had taken it upon himself to build a website for our podcast and was giving me the login so that we could have a website for our podcast. And it is still the website that we use 10 years later. So thank you, first off, Stephen Bay, for that.
I thought that might be you. Okay.
But since then, you've become a podcaster. You've joined us for Comic-Con one year. You started the Analog Jones and the Temple of Film podcast. You've done so much. And throughout this 9-year friendship that we've had, you have brought up Bibleman almost yearly to me.
Yeah.
So, of course, when Christian Cringe launched, I think I emailed you and you sent a couple ideas, and I was like, sir, you can do those things on future episodes, but you have to start with Bibleman, because I don't know if you know this, Stephen, have never seen Bibleman. I've heard of Bibleman. I've never seen it.
Same.
That surprises me. Yeah, I mean, so what it was is when you asked me what would you like to do, Bibleman feels so normal now because I've got so many weird Christian VHSs that I'm like, oh, let's go crazy obscure. And the first thing I gave you was some puppet show.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, kind of, I could see you steering me towards Bibleman.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that might be a better thing. Because 1, people can watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And 2, it's not crazy puppets, which I know you guys have already done with Quigley.
Twice.
Yeah.
Because Donut Hole is also crazy puppets.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Donut Man and the Donut Hole.
No.
I thought that this was a national thing, and then I found out that he was based in Philly, and that might be the only reason why I knew of him. And it was my first time watching it. The puppets in that are
God.
humanoid puppet faces with people hands controlling the arms.
Oh.
Dude, it's
It is
terrifying. It's
hold on a
awful.
second. I think I still have the screenshot I sent to Katie because
No, I already got it on Google. I'm like, oh, wow.
That's a
Yeah,
nice quiet
those
keyboard
are-
you got there.
yeah, those are the scariest puppets
Yeah.
that I think I've ever seen in anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, we kind of had our fill on puppets lately. And I purposely, as soon as I knew that one day I was going to do a podcast like this, and I've been thinking about doing a podcast like this for years.
A minute.
I knew, well, why should I watch Bibleman now? Because eventually it's going to happen. And here's I can't believe I'm about to say this sentence. this had a lower production value than I thought it was going to have. Like, I don't know what I thought Bibleman was going to be, but I thought it was going to be more than what it is.
Can I just say I had the exact opposite thought. I was like, holy shit, production value on this.
Oh, yeah. See, I think just because, like, I kept hearing Bibleman in the same breath as VeggieTales. Like, it was like, at one point, it was the second best-selling Christian video content behind VeggieTales. So I just assumed that it would be like, because we've talked about it on our episode on the first VeggieTales, like, all things considered, the quality of VeggieTales is way better than, like, Christian content has any right being. It's, like, a little less evangelical. The, like, computer animation is at the quality of computer animation at that time. Like, it felt like it had effort. So I just assumed Bibleman would be, like, right there behind it, as like, oh, this is like they really put some money behind Bibleman.
Yeah,
No.
I have. So I looked up some interesting background on Bibleman. Now we
Please.
can wait until we talk about the episode, but I just want everyone to have just a little taster, a little appetizer of what this is all about. Willie Amos. Wait, is his last name Amos?
I think it's
whatever.
Ames. It's like AAMES, right?
Yeah.
I think it's
So it's
yeah. But
Is
he's
this,
We'll just
is
call
this
him
from
Willie.
Charles
Charles in
in
charge.
Willie.
Charles in charge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Charles in charge guy.
So Big Willie wrote, produced, and starred in this.
And directed.
At the beginning. And directed and at the beginning. But so this is all him, like getting people together, paying, out of pocket and everything like that. As this show goes on, it gets, better production. He eventually leaves it because he just thinks it's gone too far. It became too big for him. And I just want everyone to know we're watching, even though this is technically episode 3, which makes no sense because this was the first episode I remember at the Christian store
Yeah.
that was available. And I have them. This was a 2-pack. And this is episode 3. And I think this is episode 6. So I have no idea their marketing plan. Why? I guess they're just like, put the orange one in. Everyone knows who the Riddler is. How about the Fiddler?
But that's the thing. But then the Fiddler is more of a Joker villain than a Riddler villain in presentation.
But
I agree.
also he's
Like-
a Simpsons character in look. The extreme makeup.
Oh, you mean his dick nose?
Yeah,
Let's just call
dude,
it what it is.
Dude, did it get bigger throughout the episode? Like,
Well, he was getting turned on by Bibleman throughout the episode.
it's what I was wondering.
I did find this really funny quote. I'm not familiar with BBC shows or anything, but it on the Wikipedia, there was this one piece that I copied and pasted it directly and said the program was criticized for its format and production values, including in August 2009 on an episode of the UK topical show You Have Been Watching, where panelist David Mitchell said, "The thing that strikes me the most is just how badly it's made, to the extent that you could almost believe it was made by anti-Christian people to make Christianity look as naff and discouraging and artless as humanly possible."
I don't know what they're talking about because I was jamming out. I was jamming out to these like let's.
Why do these
be
all need to
kind.
have musicals? I did not
All
expect
Christian
singing.
stuff does.
Oh, it's-
I didn't expect singing. I was so taken aback.
I was like, why do they always have to be musicals? That's one of my first notes. I was like, come on. And then literally my first note is, okay, so they have a budget.
Yeah. Well, so we have to. My very first note says, "God bless Stephen Bay for blessing us with a VHS rip so we could watch this ad at the start." Because, Katie, you know that we have to watch all of the things that were advertised in here and play Bible Smart sometime. But Stephen, this was what's the production company? You're really quicker on the draw on that.
Yeah, I have it written down. It's Pamplin.
Pamplin.
Entertainment. Yeah.
These are wild, and we had like a handful of these. I know in our near future horror movie night co-host Kyle is going to have us watch the Buttercream Gang, which I believe was from family film, like it was like Fun Family Films or something like that. It was one of those like
Focus on the family
there was
type
like
of things.
15 different feature films for families, I think was the name of the company, but it was all of those weird companies that were just trying their best
Right.
to be the king of the Christian content.
Yep.
Yeah, and they have a wild promo, by the way. I have
Oh, it's
one of their
nuts.
Christian tapes. Yeah, it's wow.
Ugh.
A lot of LSD, I think, was going on in the church back then. like I don't know what it is, but they're just like, as many colors as possible. Make it fast, really fast. You're
Really,
like,
really
"Calm
fast.
down."
I mean, I do feel like it's a lot of reformed cocaine heads, but who knows?
Yeah, it's like a mixture of LSD with all the colors and then cocaine when it comes to the production. They're just like fast,
and
fast,
the
fast.
dialogue.
That too.
Yeah. All right. Steven, before we dive into this episode, we got to ask you some
Yes.
questions. And this is our Christian Cringe questionnaire. So the way this works is each question, if answered yes, is worth 10 points. So we're trying to see if you hit a full 100% cringe. There's no shame in hitting 100%. Katie and I are both 100 centers. We're just seeing on
On the scale.
conversationally if you can level with us.
Well,
So
I just want everyone to know my background is I grew up Pentecostal, and then my my dad's mom is Jehovah's Witness. So I just want everyone to know that I'm not coming from some Catholic background. I'm coming from the crazy background.
crazy. Okay. You actually might score pretty poorly on this, all things considered.
I
actually.
will. Yeah.
But question number 1, have you ever identified as a Christian?
Technically, yes.
Okay, so we'll give you 10% there. Question number 2, did you ever attend a youth group?
No, we didn't do those.
Now, I was
in-
going to say, I feel
Yeah.
like this is going to be tough.
Yeah.
Because Jehovah's Witnesses are not known for their fun.
or
Yeah, but
gathering.
I was never. Yeah, I was. Yeah, they don't gather for holidays or anything. And technically, I was never baptized Jehovah's Witness because my mom refused. Good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mama. And so they just didn't do stuff. Pentecostal was a little bit more. They're more like the folk, playing the guitar and stuff like that.
Okay, then maybe a few of these might happen. Did you ever own a What Would Jesus Do shirt or bracelet?
Bracelet, yes, definitely.
Okay. Did you ever declare in some way that you were planning to save yourself for marriage?
No.
Okay. So
lucky.
even back then, you knew you were going to fuck.
I mean, my grandma would be very disappointed in me because she preached that all the time.
His grandma wouldn't.
So,
Yeah.
and this is where I think we're going to have even more difficult things with just Pentecostal. Doesn't check a lot of these, but did you have any strong opinion on a Christian band blowing up in the mainstream? Like you were very excited for their success, or that you thought that they were selling out?
The women weren't even allowed to cut their hair or wear makeup, so no.
Have you ever asked someone how their relationship with Jesus was that day?
Oh, God, I had to go door to door as a Jehovah's Witness.
Yep.
so.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. That's a different.
Oh.
I
That
feel-
is an
That's
awful
different.
experience, by the way.
I know it. Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
It's
I was never
I-
big on mission. Like my missionary work begins and ends with like you show up at a place that was hit by like a flood and you just like fix somebody's house.
Right.
Like
Right.
the hands-on handing pamphlets and Bibles and
Yeah, the
stuff
tracts,
is just
yeah,
that
yeah.
was never my scene.
yeah, the only better thing, is at least we weren't in like full white garb like Mormons, like where you
Yeah.
could see them coming
From a
from
mile
40
out,
miles
yep.
away. Yeah.
Did you ever participate in an awkward youth play in front of the church?
Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So only one that I can remember, and I played a tree.
Perfect. I
was-
bet you nailed it.
I was there, planted strong roots right in the ground.
They didn't let you branch out from that role?
No,
Stupid.
you could write some of these Bibleman songs.
100% he could.
Have you ever held up your hand while listening to worship music?
No,
Not even as the
I was going to say,
Tree?
was that even allowed? Yeah, not even as the tree.
No, I mean, it was so Pentecostal was more like, like the preacher yelling at you, like, "Oh, God needs to save you," and then
Yeah.
people would kind of like, I don't know, kind of move like a tree, like, well, with their hands up in the air, and it was just, like the preacher would be bright red.
Sure.
So that's what they, and then they broke out the guitar, and then all the women in denim came out and sang to us.
The Women in Denim would be a great name for a band. Just
Oh
saying,
my
an
God, it would.
all-female punk band. Anyway, did you try to convince a friend to listen to a Christian artist by saying they were as good, if not a little bit better, than a popular mainstream artist? Again, I think we covered this with
Not the
like
women
that
in
music.
denim. Okay.
Not the Women in Denim. You're like, they're as good as the Indigo Girls, guys.
They are the Indigo Girls.
No doubt's okay, but
Yeah.
women in denim, I mean, they're my jam.
And I think I'm pretty confident there'll be a yes on this one. But do you ever wake up some nights in a cold sweat remembering something you did or said when you were at your most religious?
I kind of got us kicked out of Pentecostal because I was the dinosaur kid who was so extreme about what they were telling me, you know, like Earth 6. Because I remember, now my mom says no, but I think she's a liar on this, or she's not remembering well, that they said the Earth was like 6,000 years old. Now she's like, no, they weren't into the Old Testament, which I think that's Old Testament.
That is, yeah.
Maybe it's New Testament, but I'm a little fuzzy on all the details because I tried to forget them. But yeah, I remember getting into arguments for it, and they made me leave the basement, which is where the kids go, and go sit upstairs because I was such a problem. Where I was like bringing dinosaur books, and I'm like, look, carbon dating.
Oh my God, I love this.
And eventually, I got about 10, 11, maybe 12 years old, and my mom's just like, I can't bring you to church anymore.
Well, then, Steven, you are almost at the same score as Katie's own husband, Mark. That was a 40% on the cringe scale. I would say not cringe at all.
No.
But that raises a question that leads us back to Bibleman. From that to now, where did this world of collecting 80s and 90s Christian VHS tapes start? And hey, while you're answering that, you should plug your podcast all about VHS collecting.
Yeah. Where did it start? Really, it's just because I had such a weird start to religion that most people don't. Because, you know, I knew a lot of Catholics. I knew some Baptists. And I was like, Catholics seemed like the greatest religion ever because they're like, oh, we don't really study the Bible. And I'm like, I had to memorize parts of the Bible, you know, like Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. Yeah, I had to just like memorize the book, you know, like names and everything.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I had Bible study all the time. I had to quotes I had to remember. And then I was like, man, Catholic sounds great. And then I figured out it was like really long sermons and stuff like that. And I'm like, I think I'll just watch football. Which is funny because football is a lot longer. But
Depending on the sermon.
yeah. And then, you know, I actually... it became more ironic because I knew so many Jehovah's Witnesses that were homeschooled, and then they all had to come to normal high school, which all of those kids were phased out as, you know, just whatever name you want to call them, freaks and stuff like that. And I related to them because I'm like, no, guys, you don't get it. They don't know any better. It's not their fault. They can't leave.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, they're indoctrinated like in hardcore. Like they're shunned. I have a friend who I have a story about Bibleman, and we'll talk about that later on, Joey. So I had such a unique thing, and then one of my co-hosts now, Chris, also collected weird Christian tapes because of his upbringing.
Yeah,
and it became more of like an
Chris will be a
ironic
future
thing.
guest. We're working on that for sure.
Killer.
So I already collected VHSs for a while, mostly horror films and sci-fi. That it just all came together, and him and I just started talking. He's just like, I got an entire box of Christian stuff. Do you want it? And I'm like, ship it on over. And then I showed you some of them in a big picture. So that's how it really became. It was more ironic at first, you know, like, look at all these Christian tapes I own. And then I started watching them, and I was like, whoa, these are wild.
So this isn't something that you were watching as a kid? This was just something you were collecting?
No, I had to watch some because of my grandma.
Okay.
So, like, Sesame Street to her was fine, but it needed more Bible in it.
Okay.
So I would get all these really weird There's always puppets too.
Yeah.
They
just
love puppets.
Love.
Christians
know.
love puppets.
Love them.
I remember this old lady too. She was doing I can never remember the name of it, but she was, you would go off into a fairy tale land, and I'm like, hey, this sounds familiar. And then she would teach you all these lessons, but she was so mean to the puppet because the puppet was doing all the bad stuff. I can't remember. I don't know the name of it. I just remember she yelled at a puppet a lot, and I'm like, this is what I watched.
Sign me up. I want to watch a woman belittle a puppet.
When you do figure that out, I do want to know what that was. I'm sure.
And so everywhere I go, the first thing, there's two questions I'll ask someone with a bunch of VHS tapes. Do you have any weird Christian stuff? And where's your scary movies, your horror movies, and all that stuff? I usually come with a list because I'm now that guy.
Yeah.
We've got Friday the 13th Part 4. I don't care. I own it. Move over. You got any puppet? You got Puppet Master 5? Because that one's tough.
Remember when James Cameron nearly directed a Spider-Man movie?
What about when we almost got Batman Year One with Joaquin Phoenix?
Or David Goyer's Flash movie that would have starred Ryan Reynolds?
Well, if you want to learn about all the unmade superhero movies, then check out Superhero Stuff You Should Know.
Hosted by Ben Wan and Alex Ramsey, every month we cover nostalgic superhero movies with deep dives into unmade scripts, early drafts, deleted scenes, alternate cuts, concept art, novelizations, and tie-in novels.
We also interview the people involved in making the superhero films of our childhood, with our past guests including superhero actors, directors, screenwriters, and concept artists.
So remember, that's Superhero Stuff You Should Know, or Superhero SYSK on social media. Check us out on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you like to laugh, geek out on music, and learn all about that band or artist who had that one song back in the day, but then seemed to fall off the face of the earth? If so, you need to subscribe to One Hit Thunder. Together with an array of interesting and hilarious guests, we do a weekly dive into one-hit wonders like Eiffel 65's Blue, Krayshawn's Gucci Gucci, EMF's Unbelievable, Delamitri's Roll to Me, Los Del Rio's Macarena, Musical Youth's Pass to Dutchie, and even Patrick Swayze's She's Like the Wind. So are you subscribed to One Hit Thunder or what? As Desiree would say, you gotta be. And as K7 would encourage, you gotta come, baby, come and join in on the fun of the One Hit Thunder podcast.
All right, so Bibleman starts, right? And we get Bibleman's origin, which is that he's a rich but unsatisfied man
Oh my God.
until he reads the Bible. And I wrote, okay, so he's a Batman character instead of a mutant, because I really wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if this was also going to be like he got struck by the light of God and it mutated him into Bibleman. Like, I had no clue where we were going with this. But I will
Well, it
say,
really tells you, it really lets you know how strong the Clinton administration was with their economy, because he is a public school teacher who has it all.
Yeah.
Who's rich.
Very
He's
rich. Batman rich. Bruce Wayne rich. And he wasn't fulfilled because he had so much money, which, hilarious. Love that.
It's like, man, 1996, can I go back to that? Wow.
When teachers were billionaires.
this leads to the Bibleman theme song, which is easily my favorite song that appears in this tape, but it is not a high bar.
No.
But the song kind of slaps, and then we get these kids, and I'm going to read my line verbatim. Man, these kids and their ADR lines on this porch. Like, the ADRing on this is frequent.
I put, hey, ADR. I also put, Miles Peterson sounds like a bitch.
Yeah. And then they dive immediately into a choreographed song and dance that
oh my God.
that just keeps going. It feels like it goes on for 5 minutes.
It really
I'm sure
does,
it's like 2 minutes.
because poor Ashley is racing her heart out to get to practice on time.
And then they just treat her like shit for not being there on time.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't have Bible vision. I mean,
Yeah.
it's her fault.
Could we just
she
say
should have
that
really
like
looked into that.
another theme of these Christian or 90s shows is like ousting the black kid for something?
Yeah.
Like not showing up on time is like a big one.
Yeah, that was. I never realized that they were blasting the. Oh, that's a good point.
They
I just
always
saw
do.
this. Oh no, I couldn't take my eyes off all the vests that we had in the 90s.
Yeah, so many layers.
But I gotta admit, Ryan just destroying a little girl was pretty funny to me. I was like, this kid right here, he wants to be on Boy Meets World. That is his goal.
I felt like all of them really did have potential to be like early 2000s, like Mickey Mouse Club style.
Yeah, listen. We're gonna talk a lot of shit on some of the elements of Bibleman, but I have to say, this is probably the best collection of child actors that we've seen thus far on Christian Cringe. Because Donut Hole Band in Wrigley's Village was not it.
No.
Yeah, in fact, I would say Ashley's the worst, but in her defense, she's like 5. So I'm like, I can let that slide a little bit.
No, totally.
As they're picking on Ashley here, this is when we see the most terrifying villain I could imagine, the Fibbler.
Oh my
He's
God.
so scary looking, and he's hiding behind a tree, and he's just magically forcing her to lie to her friends.
Well, and at first I thought, I was like, the first thing when I saw this like front facade, what I thought was a facade of a house, then I realized it was probably just like somebody's home that they lived in. I'm guessing the guy who plays Bibleman, who also wrote, directed, and produced this show. But I was like, is this on the WB lot? Because dang, this is a production. Like, it was a full porch that could fit, 4 or 5 kids dancing up and down?
Yeah, it ain't bad.
Yeah, it's not a bad location, but I swear to you, this has got to be this dude's house and his town, right?
Well,
Yeah, that's a good point, because it was actually, a lot of these sets are decent.
They're decent sets. That's why I thought it had a budget.
I have to talk about the part that made me chuckle the hardest, though, and it's like one of those moments that you get every once in a while in some bad filmmaking, which is that Bibleman just materializes next to these kids, and their reaction is just a series of scattered, monotone, unimpressed, "Hi, Bibleman." Like could not be less impressed that a man just materialized in front of them. This is old news to them at this
creep
point.
in the giant purple like car of a shield on his chest.
Yeah.
Way to make it look way bigger. Just pops up and they're like, "Hey, you again?"
Hey, it's Bibleman. Hey, Bibleman's here. Like, they could not be less enthused. It's so funny to me how meh they react to this.
I put it's like Mickey Mouse Club is set in Iowa.
Yeah, and then he just starts quoting the Bible at them to fix their problems. It's so fucking funny. And then I did write this note around this point, which says, I don't know who's playing this Fibbler, but he is the star of this as far as I'm concerned. Like, the same way that we talked about how Donut Hole Man gave 110% in his tape, the actor playing the Fibbler, this is, footage of this is in his acting reel.
Oh, yeah. No, this was his audition
really proud of
tape to
this.
be the Joker. Like, I'm sure of it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and then he lost to Heath Ledger. He was he never got
very
over
upset.
that.
Yeah, but it was a tough decision. I mean, Christopher Nolan was up at night sweating. He's just like, I don't
He's
know
like
who
that
to go
meme.
with.
He's like that superhero meme with the little
With the buttons. Which one do I choose? I mean, I wonder if the makeup person, was because
showed up
later
that day.
on, yes, that too. The Fibbler, you look at him later on, they show him at night. So I'm wondering if the makeup person is sitting there putting on the makeup and they're like, okay, we have to shoot your scene and everything like that. And he's like, wait, you're bringing him out during the daylight? What are you doing?
Yeah. This is very clearly...
It's such crusty.
It's crusty. Well, it's cake makeup. So that's usually what you use for stage makeup, which is under like really hot lights, which is not a great combination, usually oil-based. Then you add film, which can pick up every glint and glisten and cakey, patchy part. So this is definitely not makeup for film. And oh my God, how yellow-faced this guy is.
Well, I'm wondering if they had one of the kids apply it because it's so bad. like at one time he turns and you can see it coming
Off.
off his neck. It curls. And I'm like, wait, is it latex?
I think it might be.
On the neck? Yeah. So I was trying to figure that out. And yeah, but the actor, give him the credit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's trying to do something here just with the worst makeup I have ever seen applied. And this is on a VHS. The worst, I mean, probably the best format to hide
Yes,
stuff
all of that.
is a VHS, then they still can't do it.
No.
Yeah, it's
And I watched it through a download, so even the quality on the download of the MP4 is not even the greatest. But I was like, wow, you can just see everything. They used a good lens on this.
oh boy. So
And
then
then
we're at
they
the
just-
church. We're
The
at the
dick nose is
Oh,
like
the-
that's the next thing they go with. The crusty makeup and then a dick nose. You're like,
straight from Nothing But Trouble. You know what I mean? Like it's that
Yeah.
exact Nothing But Trouble nose. We go to the church. The kids are performing the songs inside the church. Now, I did write, oh God, these songs are the absolute worst.
Yep.
And
This is when
and
I
it doesn't
started
get
to
better
do double speed.
Yeah. This got double speed pretty quickly
Yeah.
for me. But then there's the lightsaber battle, which I also wasn't prepared
Full
to have
caps.
happen in this.
Full caps. Lightsabers? What? But like also with Bible verses, I was like, wait a minute. And I love that you can hear the clack of the plastic against each other.
they don't even hide it with like sound effects or anything.
No effects.
So they ADR the kids who are in a huddle, but they don't like fix this. Which I was like, all right, maybe they're just doing it really fast. Because I bet they did like the first like 6 episodes or whatever, like on top of each other. Because if you look later on in the episodes, everything looks better. Everything.
Of course.
So I'm like, maybe they just hired Joe from down the street at like a theater. And he's like, nah, I got this makeup. It's going to be great. And then they start shooting and they're like, Joe, I pray this gets better.
That's the note they give. They just put a hand on his
Yeah.
shoulder.
It is. Yeah, this is something. Fibbler disappears, and I wish I wrote down lyrics, but then we get a completely different song, right? Like, we get the Bibleman theme, we get these 2 like high energy youth group songs, but then we get this ballad when the girl is just sad sitting by a tree, and it is.
You know what it reminded me? For some reason, it reminded me of like the Fox and the Hound when it's like cutting away and it's just like
when
some
you're the best of friends.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, like it's. I was like, who's this guest singer? And I know it's not Ashley, because they're not going to feature Ashley in a good light ever in this episode. Poor Ashley.
Oh, Ashley's sad bike ride is awesome. That's my note. And then I put the title of the song, There's Hope for Me. And I'm like, I don't think there is, Ashley. I don't think this episode likes you.
No, I mean, the kids really don't like you, and Fibbler really doesn't like you. And can we also talk about the fact that, like, Bibleman, while the kids are having their, like, production at the church, Bibleman's just, like, hanging out holding a baby with everybody around him just for no reason, because he's just also materialized at the church.
Yeah, just psychotic. Everything about everything in this is psychotic. The Fibbler shows up yet again, and this time Bibleman comes and starts fighting him with proverbs. And there are 2 lines of dialogue I had to write down, and this might be my favorite line delivery in the whole thing. Is Bibleman quotes Proverbs. I forgot to write down which proverb, but he goes, "A good man hates deceit, and right now I feel like a really good man."
It almost
then
felt like he was
basically-
trying to be the Tick in a weird way.
Yeah, it feels like a Tick line, and they're fighting with their lightsabers, and he just keeps spouting out proverbs, and all of a sudden the Fibbler goes, "You're nothing without the Bible, man."
I mean, it's not wrong. He was very much not wrong.
I know. And then he said like, oh, that's the nicest thing you've said to me today. And I was like,
Yeah.
you know, like sometimes there's a little bit of that, like when you have that line, I was like, okay, so they're kind of in on the joke here, I think.
Maybe
There is a little, there's like a little weird self-awareness to it, but
Yeah,
not so much that it crosses over into good writing.
no, never.
No.
No, yeah.
Yeah, don't think I'm going into that department, but like, yeah, I think there is like a little bit like this is pretty cheesy, guys. I mean, let's be honest, and I think it gets worse. I later in the episodes, I need to watch them all, which will be a tough some whiskey. But you know, if you look at it, I wonder because I know he left the show because he thought it was getting too violent,
which is hilarious.
Which is hilarious because he kills the Fibbler. He straight up.
The Fibbler blows up. His
murders him.
eyeballs. He has CGI eyeballs that explode.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, which is just like they like. I did put. Did he randomly get a bigger nose? And I didn't realize they were putting an enlarging effect on like certain parts of him, which I'm sure was Adobe Premiere.
That makes
yeah,
sense.
that was probably someone they got into college to do that. Yeah. I'm wondering how they pulled that off, and I'm like, wait, you can't do makeup, but you got this.
Yeah.
All right.
No, it was actually pretty gruesome, pretty terrifying, and I was like, wait, so Bibleman's a murderer. He'll just murder this dude.
Yeah.
Well, and do we count this as murder because the Fibbler's so stupid he whacks himself in the shin? That's what like got me. He's like, this is kind of like some type of manslaughter, right? Because he meant to kill the Fibbler.
Yeah.
He was going to.
With the word?
And is he dead?
I don't know. He just kind of disappeared into dust, and so I don't know if he Thanos split or he's like coming back.
Well, and there's two big questions in this. At one point, you had the Fibbler say like he's not going to be happy, so he has there's a leader above him, right?
Oh boy.
Well, I just assumed that they were talking about Satan every time that they brought up
Okay.
brought up anything, because he's like, I know who you're really working for. Like that was a line that came up a couple times, and I'm
Right.
like, he's talking about the devil, right?
Well, and then one time they have an entire database of Christian bad guys, and I'm like, he prays. He's like, thank you, Lord, for helping me find him. And I'm like, why don't you thank the developer who came up with this sweet database?
Seriously, though, which I think might be Bibleman. But it's like, it's a full-on bat cave of like, I don't know, Renaissance gear.
Katie, it's called the Eagle's Nest, okay? We need to keep the finer details intact
that
here.
also was like, let's go back to the Eagle's Nest. And I was like, what is the Eagle's Nest? I was like, that was never introduced. And I guess it's probably because this is the third episode and not the first. I was totally thinking this was the pilot. I was like, we're just assuming?
Yeah. Well, on Amazon, it says this is episode 1, and it's clearly not. I mean, I picked up on that. I think we all picked up on that right away. You're like, this is not like a pilot episode at all, even though it kind of looks like it.
Yeah,
So,
it has the quality of a pilot episode, but a pilot it is not. And then
I do have one more thing about the Eagle's Nest. Right when they said it, I really felt like it was Will Ferrell playing George Bush going, yeah, I'm going to go back to my Eagle's Nest. You know, like, I just like, it was that level of comedy.
No, that feels right. That feels absolutely right.
And then, Bibleman, as we said, explodes the Fibbler. And then the kids sing some more. Because, of course, this ends on a song. And then it just kind of fades. That's the end of it.
The church audience is in the exact same place, in the exact same clothes as they were in the other performances.
With the exact same level of discontent.
Yep.
Like, they could not be more miserable to have been stuck here.
No. They were jamming out. I don't know what you're talking about. I've watched this twice, by the way. That song, by the way, one of the lines is, let's forgive one another, my sister and brother. And I was like, I'm going to play this in my radio. I'm going to jam out, windows down, summer. Here it goes. Oh, man. Honestly, if you guys want to listen to this, you can go to about 28:17 in the time, because I wrote that down.
Oh my God.
That song, I just sat there and watched it. I'm like, this girl, I think her name, she's playing the character Callie. This is right here. She wants to win an award. She is going all out, and that's why I had to watch it twice, because I was like, this girl thinks this is it. She's gonna get like, a contract off this, everything, a CD, a Christian CD off this. This was amazing.
This is
I
like
loved
step
watching
one
her.
in global domination for her career.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, this is the song that Matt is going to convince someone is better than No Doubt. This is it right here. She's
yeah.
going to make it.
This is where
Not this song in particular, but her future song.
that's where you would have scored a perfect 10 on that question of the Christian cringe questionnaire.
yeah, you're like, this song, I tried to convince someone that the songs in Bibleman were better than than anything on the
Christina
radio.
Aguilera.
But that is the end of our first experience with Bibleman. But
God.
Katie, I don't know how you're going to feel about this next sentence, but it's certainly not going to be our last time with Bibleman.
God, double speed on all of it. It's so cringy.
Stephen, thank you so much for joining us. And if you can, tell our listeners about your podcast.
Yeah, if you just Google Analog Jones, you're most likely going to see us. Analog Jones podcast will probably get you there, but it's called Analog Jones and the Temple of Film. We are a VHS podcast that looks at the box art trailers behind the scenes. You remember those promos from back in the day where you're like, you could put it on and you knew what tape you're going to watch before the movie started? That's basically our entire niche. It's just like going through these outrageous VHS. Remember the Pizza Hut commercial before Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yes.
There you go.
Love that one.
That's the greatest example. It's just like the right field kid. That was back in the day when Pizza Hut was the jam to go
It
to.
really was. And they had the best pizza, they had the best soda, and they had the best Pac-Man games.
Everybody go listen to Analog Jones. It's one of my favorite shows on the Geekscape Network. One of the longest running shows on the Geekscape Network,
Yeah,
too.
almost
honestly.
300 episodes.
Nice.
Yeah,
Almost.
goddamn. Good work, sir. And we'll be back next week with even more Christian cringe.
Remember when James Cameron nearly directed a Spider-Man movie?
What about when we almost got Batman Year One with Joaquin Phoenix?
Or David Goyer's Flash movie that would have starred Ryan Reynolds?
Well, if you want to learn about all the unmade superhero movies, then check out Superhero Stuff You Should Know.
Hosted by Ben Wan and Alex Ramsey, every month we cover nostalgic superhero movies with deep dives into unmade scripts, early drafts, deleted scenes, alternate cuts, concept art, novelizations, and tie-in novels.
We also interview the people involved in making the superhero films of our childhood, with our past guests including superhero actors, directors, screenwriters, and concept artists.
So remember, that's Superhero Stuff You Should Know, or Superhero SYSK on social media. Check us out on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.